All right, I'm on a roll, y'all. Third video of the day. All right, man. So I know my last two videos I just dropped earlier today was a lot more serious, and I do feel like this is a very touchy, sensitive subject. But you know, depending on your priority list, this may not be a top two issue. Probably top three if you was the categorizer. But let's get straight into it. Let's talk about these females, man. Let's talk about these women. All right, so forgot to let y'all know y'all tapped in with the head of the game. Let's get right into it. All right, so this is my big picture on just my experience of dating and interacting with females. I'm 34, about to turn 35 next week. So got a lot of skin in the game, got a lot of insight, perspectives, whatever adjectives or synonyms you want to, not adjectives, remove the word adjectives. That's action, right? Synonyms was the word I'm looking for. I don't want to be, literally incorrect. But the main thing is that my insight on this game right here, this is part of the reason why I built this channel. Feel me? The Head of the Game podcast. Let me just give y'all a background story. The Head of the Game podcast is originally was supposed to be called Ahead of the Game podcast. Meaning that you gotta keep your head of the game, head in the game to stay ahead of the game. Meaning that you gotta be insightful on what you're trying to partake in order to have an advantage or an edge over said situation, parties, so on and so forth, right? So that being said, the main thing about this specific video is giving y'all the game on the Fifi, the women. You feel me? I'm not saying I know everything, but I know enough generally to get somebody at least the gears turning to look at things from a different standpoint, right? So let's start off with the easy stuff, which would be, how do you even get a female? How do you get them, right? Because before we get to the nuances of what is and what isn't, first you gotta even know where the party's at in order to know the music, to know the dance moves to the music, and then to find yourself a dance partner. So where do we find women in this trivial 2026 we in right now, right? Lots of places, lots of different places. I feel like online dating is more prevalent than ever, but my personal opinion, online dating is not the end all be all. I feel like organic, regular face-to-face social events, interactions, to me it's just more organic, more genuine, and I do feel like it goes, or there's more authenticity towards it. Because I feel like this digital world we in right now, filters, you can hide behind a mask, you can pretty much make up your own impression of how that person perceives you is only due to the fact of what you putting out there, right? So okay, online dating, really not, as far as long-term dating, really not big on that. But just for the sake of argument, if you was to go out there and be like, okay, let me date let me get on one of these things and try to see if I can find a young lady, a lady that you're trying to get involved with, just because maybe your social skills, or maybe you don't have the social abundance to just get out there and just make stuff happen, right? So let's just say for a good majority of y'all preference is online dating. Cool, right? I have experience in that as well. I was one of the first online daters, you feel me, that there ever was when online dating was possible to even happen. So I can say I'm very versatile, well versed between the best of both worlds, right? So I'm gonna be able to compare and contrast along the way. But if you prefer online dating, rule number one, make sure you got three picks that just Express your lifestyle. Now you ain't gotta put a whole photo gallery in there. I say a maximum of 10 pics, but get full body pictures. Either you fishing, there's some kind of activity, some kind of social out. Don't put no full body picture. You in your house, sitting on the couch, doing some goofy pose like this, and you got some TV in the background. No, outside somewhere environmental, right? Because that profile pic is going to express your sense of adventure. Now, you may not even be naturally adventurous, but it's just saying like, hey, all right, if said situation were to happen, I know how to be around people, right? Is every woman looking for that? But generally, yes, because women are social creatures and they want you to interact and, intertwine with maybe some of their relationships and friendships and so on and forth, right? So outside, outgoing, you know how to lead, you know how to set up a situation. These are all the indicators. You may not be on point with this, but this is how you setting up your dating profile in order to get certain hits or certain kind of results. So you gotta have an outside pic, full body pic. Work on your poses. You feel me? You can have your arms crossed, you can throw your hands up, you can put your hands down. Don't do nothing with your hands in your pocket, looking awkward. Have good posture, stand up, back straight, shoulders. You feel me? Don't, overdo it. Okay, so we got that picture down. The next picture would be just a regular selfie. You got to get the selfie. You feel me? Angles, you feel me? Get a good selfie pic to give a chick, because what you don't want is doing certain angles and, you want to show who you are and what you look like, right? So once you got that pic down, then I think the third pick would be, maybe like a hobby or something. I don't know. Maybe playing a video game, and maybe it's just an intimate moment where you're facing away from the camera, right? That may not have to be our end all, but yes, selfie pic, outside pic, mandatory, no questions asked. In the bio, I'm not good with bios, but just introduce yourself. Hey, my name is so and so. I'm from this city. It's what I like to do. It's what I'm looking for. Just give a general impression of what that person would want to find on the surface level. Now, you ain't, like I said, you ain't got to sit up there and put a whole autobiography down there. Talking about, oh yeah, well, in the 6th grade, my fish Jefferson and the other, you ain't got to sit up there and do all that. You feel me? Just give on the service, straight to the point. Sit up there, hey, I like to do this. This is what I'm looking for. This is where I come from. This is what I like to do. This is my personality traits, so on and so forth. This is my skill sets. It's kind of like a resume, right? You're just giving yourself a general summary of who you are and what you got going on. Boom. Then start matching, so on and so forth. Okay, so we got that out the way. Far as putting yourself in the dance. Now, appearance-wise, you may not be aesthetically the way you would want yourself to perceive. So, hey, you may have to finesse some things. Some better clothes. Work on your body. Learn how to groom yourself. You feel me? Something, and it's not natural. These aren't enhancements. You feel me? This is just taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself. Don't have no pictures smoking no weed, kicking up like this, and you just trying to be Mr. Cool Guy. Depends what kind of women you're looking for, but if you're looking for something long term, hey, teach his own. Let me go ahead and explain the old school way before we had social media. This is my preference on finding an authentic interaction. Going out to social events. And cold approaching. Now I know cold approaching is starting to become a lost art just because the more we're involved in this digital social media world, the less social we start to become far as human interactions. and knowing how to, you know, talk amongst ourselves, right? Cold approaching, this is a skill I learned in my early 20s, but I really refined it in my late 20s. So I'm not telling y'all something I just, oh yeah, in the 6th grade I've been macking on females. I was a very introverted, shy, quiet individual. You wouldn't, if it just wasn't gonna happen. You feel me? Sitting up there talking to girls, I had to mumble mouth. I really couldn't build my sentences together like that. Uh, yeah, it was just hard for me to talk to women for a very long time. They would really have to initiate with me if it was gonna go down. But cold approaching, cold approaching is all about confidence, right? That's all it is. Now you can talk about all the indicators that exude confidence, as far as your mannerisms, your body language, your tone of voice. You feel me? Your presence. You're not trying to oversell it, where you creeping out the chick, but you're not trying to undersell it like you're unsure. You just got that happy medium where you just like, hey, this is what it is. This is what I came here for. And if you ain't on that same accord, that's cool. But I'm just letting you know from this end, I'm interested, even if it's a one-sided interest. That's the whole nature of cold approach. When you sitting up there, let me get real player with y'all. You feel me? When you macking on a breezy, on some cold approach type stuff, it's all about. It's not about sitting up there pickup lines and trying to make her laugh. Yeah, now if you're naturally charismatic, use that towards your advantage. I wouldn't say I'm naturally charismatic, but I would say I got natural charm. So my ability to be able to be a man of few words, but still get my point across and still get the job done. I ain't got to sit up there and, be a comedian and so on and so forth. But if you're a naturally funny person, use that towards your advantage. But cold approaching is all about using whatever skill set that best works for you at your advantage, right? I just got great body language. You feel me? I'm a nonverbal person. So I usually win women over my nonverbals than the actual words I'm saying. It's the way I look at them. It's the way I contact. It's the way I smile with them. You feel me? It's the way I, like it's about building intensity and getting them nervous. Whether they're interested in you or not, it's a certain nervousness because of your presence. You gotta, and that's why I say confidence and cold approach go hand in hand. You can't cold approach without the confidence. Because if you fall short, it's gonna be awkward. If you overdo it, it's gonna be creepy. Feel me? This is why, especially in this society, cold approaching is a lost art. All due because men feel like it's too much of a risk versus reward to be able to exercise this task, right? So now that we got that out the way, far as online social dating and cold approaching and face-to-face social situations, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, far as the role you would need to play as a man and how said woman would complement said role, situation, foundation, so on and so forth, right? First, you have to go through a journey of self-discovery, and you may not know right away. You may have to interact with some females to know what you like, what you don't like, so on and so forth. It is what it is, right? The main thing is that figuring out your likes and don't likes, your do's, your don'ts, your deal breakers, so on and so forth, that sometimes comes with experience. But I will tell you that building up this experience, the whole reason why you're trying to acquire it is because you're going through the journey of self-discovery. Who am I? What am I? What are my tolerances? What's intolerable? Because these things can vary from person to person. Therefore, set situations or whatever that is about yourself, you then go ahead and you have that as the indicator to determine what woman best aligns with you. Because some women can align with you, but it could be for all the wrong reasons. So your greatest strength could be your greatest weakness. Reason being, let's take for one personality trait. Let's say if you're really patient and you're really not like a pushover, but you're not emotionally charged. People can't get to you. So most things don't bother you, right? Most things don't, because you got thick skin and you know how to keep things in perspective. You have a great way of compartmentalizing your emotions that are not allow yourself to be immature, right? Let's say you got great patience. The extreme version of great patience is allowing yourself to endure things you should feel like you should have a stop button towards. So with that being said, is that if you have something that's attractive or that's of high value, as far as you're hardworking, you got great intangibles, people that both people that are good and don't have the best interests towards you are going to both be attracted to you in one way or another. And what do I mean by that? If a woman sits up there and she interacts with you because of said intangibles and attributes, it would have to be at your discretion to be able to figure out what is her motive, what is her incentive. Because if you're great, doesn't mean great people are going to only be attracted to you. Everybody's going to be attracted to you. That's up to you to figure out what is or what isn't along the way of filtering out what kind of women you want to be around. Cool, right? So, with that being said, finding your compatible individual, because a lot of people like to sit up there, and this is the whole reason why I brought up this point, is because a lot of people like to write down a list of everything they want in a woman. She got to look like this. She got to talk like that. She got to be like this. She got to go for that. She got to do like this. She don't go for that. And all this long list of things that you feel like the woman should have. This is why I say you should discover what you got going on first. Two-part reasoning behind this, right? For one, you don't want to like something that you have not worked out whatever qualifications within yourself in order to be able to obtain and maintain that kind of woman, right? Then the flip side of that is, or expanding on it really, is that say if you had said woman, what makes you think that she's going to be attracted to you? Because to want something that doesn't want us back is not a feeling that you would want to have, right? She fine, but she don't find me fine, so therefore it's not fine. That she fine, but she don't find me fine. I mean, so this is where you put in the work, right? You see a woman you want, but you see how you are. You see what you are, and you got to stay in your lane. I'm going to keep it 100. I don't want all women attracted to me. Now, as that sound crazy as it is, there's a reasoning behind that. This is why you don't want all women attracted to you. Because you're not attracted to all women. So why would you want something that you don't want? Or why should you would want somebody to want you in a way that you don't want them back? Right? Why would you want that? All that leaves is room for you to be in a situation you feel like you should not have no parts in, right? So with that being said, after you established knowing how to get the woman, knowing how to be comfortable in your own skin well enough to what kind of woman is compatible towards you, then the life that y'all build together is going to look like the way that the foundation is set. And that's the problem with social media, right? Is because you get online and people build relationship goals and they want to be like this relationship, but said individuals aren't like said other individuals. So you got to figure out and find whatever is most suitable towards your situation. Now that I've got all the general specifics aside, let me talk to y'all for a little bit. Let's get a little deeper with this, right? So, and I made this mistake a lot in my 20s. Knowing the right questions to ask at the right time to ask them is the most paramount, one of the most paramount things you can do on a first impression. Because then it allows you to understand is what said situation with said person you're involving yourself with worth time being expended towards it, right? So check it out like this, right? Say you've never had a girlfriend and an opportunity comes along to where said person that you're dating allows you to gain experience of having a girlfriend. Here's the catch-22 with this, right? Is that how do you know what you want until you have it? What do I mean by that? If you're wanting a girlfriend and the opportunity presents itself for you to have said girlfriend, but in the back of your mind, there's a part of you that feels like, well, the person I'm potentially about to date isn't what I'm truly looking for, then it puts you in a place to where it's like, am I settling? Am I leaving something on the table? If I don't take this opportunity, will it come back around again? So here's the thing you battling with when it comes down to said situation. Because I will say that it takes a strong person to walk away from pleasure that they feel like don't cost them nothing. Oh, having a girlfriend is fun. Oh, having a girlfriend is something to talk about. Oh, having a girlfriend, it comes with all these benefits, right? Right off the back, short term, come with all these benefits, but long term, do you feel like you wasted your time because the spot this person was occupying could have, if you was a little bit more patient, the right person could have came along and made you happy. Crazy thing to think about. On the other side, it could be, dang, did I oversell what I was looking for and everything I ever wanted in a woman was right in front of me and I was too blind to see it because I was so caught up on it looking a certain way. It's crazy. It's really crazy when you sit up there and you think about both perspectives when it comes down to trying to quantify who should or who shouldn't be in your life. Because think about it like this. We got this superficial, idealistical, that's even a word, that's probably a word. Point being is, we got this fantasy dream unicorn girl that we got in the back of our head. Like, damn, she cooks, she cleans, she pretty, she does poetry, uh, she sings, she dances, she talented, she make money, she comes from a good family background, and so on and so forth, right? Her body, her face, so on and so forth, appearance, mindset, a wonderful mother, supportive, all this other stuff, right? Just this unicorn of a woman. You're chasing that. You're chasing that. But an opportunity ends up for you to be with somebody that has 80% of that. Are you willing to sit up there, take a deal? Or are you going to be the person that take that gamble? You going to take that gamble? You going to roll the dice? Like, hey, baby, hey, we only accept A- to A+ around here. We don't do B, C's, and D's. You one of them kind of fellas? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to sit up there and really think about that. Like, which situation would you choose? Because think about it. You sit up there, things don't work out with that woman because you still chasing that 20%, and you compromise. You throw the whole 80% away because you still looking for 20% because you want a 100% woman that you looking for. Does the opportunity come around? And if it does come around, are you prepared for it? Are you a 100% man? Or a 90% man? Or a top 10% man? In that woman's eyes, because all this is subjective. In that woman's eyes, do you measure up to what she perceives as a top 10% qualifying candidate in order for you to be placed in her life and vice versa? Because if we get delusional and be like, oh, okay, yeah, well, my 80% woman treats me like a 100% man, so therefore I should be able to translate said behavior from the 80% woman in order for the 100% woman to be able to treat me as such. But what if in her eyes you're the 80% person? And now she treats you like the person that you were treating like the other person. It's a crazy game. It's a crazy game. This all game. This all, it's all perspective. Now, I'm just giving you speculation from personal experience and things. Maybe I don't even know the situation. I'm just speculating. But appreciate y'all hanging in there, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here, man. It was a great discussion. Thoughts, comments, leave those below. Like the video, dog, and most importantly, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. More videos on the way. We up out of here, man.